Okay, so I'm going to show you a video of how to do it yourself. That way no one else made a video that I liked, so here you go. First, I like to do a 2-minute jog just around the house, which I've already done. And then I like to do these as well for about 15 seconds. Then I transfer over and do butt kicks for 15 seconds. So in slow-mo, it's like knee to chest, knee to chest, knee to chest, and then just kick your bum while running. And then when I'm doing the kick to chest, you can't see my arms, let's see. I like to kind of do abs with it. So it's more like that. After you do that, for a good 2 to 4 minutes, you'll be warm enough to do whatever else you want to do. So after that, I like to stand up and I like to roll. Here, we'll do a full body shot here. I like to roll my shoulders forward with my neck and slowly go down and then touch my toes. My feet are about shoulders width apart. And then I like to bend one leg at a time to increase the stretch. I'll stay here about 30 seconds or so. And then I stretch both legs, bend both legs, stretch, bend, stretch. And then I like to roll up one vertebrae at a time, straight up through the back. And then when you get up to your ribs, go ribs, then shoulder, then neck and head. And that's good. Oh, look, a kitty. Hi, kitty. And then for your feet, to warm up your feet, you can grab a chair or hold on to something and just do simple warm-ups like this. Just, hey, cat. Just roll through your feet. So you want to roll through your feet. And then if you do have a chair, you can roll through your toes. And then you just do this until you feel warm, because if you're cold and you're stretching, it's not good at all. Kind of defeats the purpose. You can do your calf stretch. Now, bring my video up closer. Do your calf stretch here. Calf stretch here. Hold these about 15 seconds and then change them. I'm just doing this quick for you. Another good thing is to lean over as far as you can. If you're up here, that's okay. Just make sure you stay balanced. And you don't want to overlock this. You just want to keep it straight. You don't want to overdo it. So as you're bending forward, you can bend this knee forward and hold it. You can go back straight. You can releve your back foot. You can put it down, and then you can flex them. So again, you can bend the front one, stretch it, bring this foot up, put it down, and flex. And then you do that both sides. Make sure, always do it on both sides, that way you're even. You're going to notice you have a side you like better, just don't favor it. No. Breathing is key too. Make sure you're constantly breathing. Get blood flow through your body. Okay, so on top of this, to warm up, I like to do abs. It's up to you what kind of abs you like to do better. So I start flat. I like to roll, bring one foot up and cross it over. This will stretch out your back. Mine always pops, which is really nice. Hold that for about 15 to 30 seconds and bring it back up. Try to lengthen it out. Then bring up your other foot. Turn it over. Just hold this. Then bring it out. I like to roll my ankles when I'm down there. You can't see it regardless. But I like to roll them like this and lengthen out. I like to roll sideways and flat and then sideways and do it again. That way it just feels super long before I do my abs. So then what you want to do is you want to bring your feet up to a tabletop position. You want to engage your abs, and then you want to do a set of hundreds. I recommend doing these for 30 seconds to a minute of whatever song you're listening to. Then after you're done with those, you'll go ahead and do your bicycle. You're going to do 20 of your bicycles. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. In slow-mo, I'm touching my opposite elbow to my opposite knee. My toe is on my other knee. And then I do leg switches. I'm going to do 20 of those. So you're going to keep your leg barely off the floor and hold your other one as closest to you as possible. Then you're going to switch it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then you do 20 more of these bicycles, and then do you need out, Kevin? Do you need out? Then you do your swims. So you lengthen all the way out, and you bring it together, and you lengthen it all the way out, and bring it together. You do 20 of these, 3, 4, 5, 6, for time's sake, 20. And then after you do that, you put your hands in this shape under your bum. It helps with the grip. Make sure your abs are engaged and put your legs parallel up, and then go down 1, just barely off the floor, and up. So that's 1. Then you do 20 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and only go as low as you can go, because if you drop your legs, you're kind of defeating the purpose. So just go as low as you can go. We'll just say 20 for time's sake on that. So after you do that, you might want to bring your knee up close and stretch it, because your hips can get a little tight for some of you, not all of you. Kind of roll it out, loosen it up, switch your legs. Make sure you do it for every leg, every side. So then after that, you can go into this position here and stretch out. And for me, since I have a super flexible back, I like to reach to the left and really pull on it, and then I like to reach on the right and really pull on it. Something else I do for back strength that really helps me flatten out, especially if you have scoliosis, this really helps. Here, let me back up for you. Oh, let me scoot forward for you. There we go. So you want to be completely flat. You don't want to be sunk. You don't want to be crooked. You don't want to be up. So what you're going to do is you're going to go really slowly. You're just going to push everything forward and down. And then you're going to bring it back to neutral. So again, you're completely flat. And then you're going to roll it up like a cat, engaging your abs, and then back to neutral. Now my hands are shoulder width apart and my knees are hip width apart. So that way you're equal and you're balanced on all 4. And then I like to do about 10 or 15 sets of those. And then I'm going to put the screen up more so you can see me better. After I do about 20 of those, I like to take my right hand and my left leg and stretch it out and hold it. You can hold it from 10 to 30 seconds. It's really up to you. And then you go ahead and switch it. Again, 10 to 30 seconds. Whatever you did on the first side, always do to the other side. And then I like to do this about 10 to 20 reps or so, or until ever you start to feel tired. And make sure your abs are engaged. Here's the difference between abs engaged and abs loose. So engage them like that. Hold them up. And then after that, do different stretches. We're going to do this one here. Let's go sideways. So you want your back to be flat. You don't want to be slouched. You don't want to be pushed too far forward. You want to think flat, shoulders even, feet together, heels together, flex to your toes. And if you need, you can put your hands on the ground and kind of push yourself up or make sure you're flat. So then you bring your arms up for dancers. Awesome cat. You can stretch your arms out, and then I like to bring them down and through to feel as flat as possible. People have different ways of doing it. And I like to bring them up again. And then you just repeat that until you feel like this section of your leg, especially under your knee, is warm. If it doesn't feel warm, it's going to feel cold and it's going to feel brittle, and that leads to injury, so make sure that this is warm. Everything we've done up to this point, you should make sure it's warm, but just in case, if you need to warm it up, going like this with your pants and like this is going to cause that friction and heat it up and keep you safe. So again, after you do a couple reps of these, just down and through and down and through, you can work on pointing and flexing your feet. Pretty basic, but it helps warm up your ankles and your feet. If you notice that this just isn't really warming you up, maybe your house is a bit cold, I like to do that same friction warm up on the top of my feet and on the back of my ankle. It really keeps it warm, and it keeps any of this from getting too tight. So again, you point, you flex, you point, you flex. You can switch feet. Make sure your legs are straight and your back is straight. No slouching. Keep it straight. Then you can roll your feet out and roll your feet in. And then you can touch your toes again. Some people can only go that far, that's fine. Make sure that this part of your back is warm as well. Again, you can do your, my awesome cat, you can do your friction on your back here to keep it warm. Then just go over as far as you can. Make sure you relax your neck. I know looking at the computer, see what I'm doing, but go ahead and relax your neck. And then go ahead and roll up. So what we're going to do next is we're going to work on the strengthening part of your leg for things like splits, etc. Notice I haven't gotten the splits yet because I want to be warm first. So go ahead and lay flat. Go side angle like this. Bring your toe up to your knee and stretch it out. And see how far you can go naturally. Some people just stop here. That's perfectly fine. Some people can touch their head. That's cool too. But what you want to do is, if you can, grab your foot and grab right above your knee to keep it from bending. You don't want it to be stretching like this. You want it to be completely straight. So then go ahead and just slowly bring that towards you. There you go. Sometimes I put my hand on top of my knee just to make sure it's straight. And you can even bend it all the way and bring it up to your chest. And then slowly and careful, watch the back of your knee. Bring it up to you. That's good. And then what you can do is you can grab it with your left hand. I'm using my left foot right now. And bring it to the side. Make sure this hip stays flat, because you want to stay flat the entire time. This helps with your rotation and obviously your deltoids, etc. Then you can bring it back up, stretch it a little more, and bring it back to the side. Something I did find on YouTube was they had this really good strengthening exercise. And feel free to flex and point your foot during this. It's really how you feel with your comfortability. Something to do if you're by yourself like I am. Grasp your hands and push against yourself and pull towards yourself at the same time for about 5 seconds, and then release, bend, straighten, pull towards you, and then do it again. So push away with your leg, pull together with your arms, 5 seconds. Again, you want to be holding your calf if you can, otherwise behind your knee, and then relax it, bend it, straighten it. There you go. See, you're already going to feel some more there. And then, of course, you would repeat this with your other leg. See how far you can go. Go ahead and bend it and bring it towards you. I'm going fast with this. Take your time. Bring it up to you. Point, flex, do whatever you want. Go to your side, keeping your hips flat. You always want your shoulders to be aligned with your hips. That way, if you were standing up, you'd be balanced. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless to be doing things that wouldn't help your balance at the same time, or your position. And then bring it up. And then go ahead and do that pull, push thing. And then after you do that, shake out your legs, keep them warm, keep your legs warm. They should stay warm, but just in case, rub them out. And then we're gonna do some back exercises now. Just, what time is it? 15 minutes, yeah. So you're gonna wanna do some back exercises. I like to start out by going up on my elbows. It helps. Kind of just wiggle out your back a little bit. If you're super flexible like me, you're gonna wanna go all the way up and wiggle out your back a little bit. Right now, my legs are in about a second width position, so about a foot outside of my hip. If you see where my legs are here. So about like that is where you want your feet to be. Be gentle with your neck. Your neck's not always warm right away, especially at home. And then when you stop, you can go back into this position here. Lengthen that out. Sometimes just being up a little bit, like this, helps as well. You can roll that out. So as far as back exercise goes, there's a couple ways depending on whether you're a basic, beginner, or pretty advanced. So you put your arms out in a V in front of you, and then you can go barely lift and down, barely lift and down, barely lift and down. Do as many of these until you start to feel it. You'll feel it right through here for these smaller ones. Now for the bigger ones, there's something else you're gonna do, but actually let's do the side ones. Put your arms to the side first. This is gonna help strengthen your shoulders. Bring them up, about just above your shoulders and down, up and down. Not all the way to the floor, but you're gonna do as many of these as you can. Keep your shoulders flat. Keep your arms aligned with each other. So as far as the big back ones that are going to work these muscles right here, it's going to take a little time to develop this. If you have someone else, have them hold your ankles down and your feet down together and make sure that they're far apart, like second position. And then you're going to go for the larger ones, anywhere from as many as you want. As minimum as 5 is what I try to do, but you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can hold this. It's really engaging this right here. And then you can come down. Try not to just flail up and down because it's pointless. Really use your muscles. You're here. Here's some other basic ones. I don't like to do the runner stretch. It doesn't make my knee feel good from previous injuries, so just be careful with it. I like to do this one here. It's like the runners, but the knee is bent. And I'll hold this for about 10 seconds to 15 seconds. And then I'll roll through it. Keep this foot flat. Keep your hips straight. And bend forward. And then repeat here. If you're super flexible, I recommend doing this. If you can't do that, that's fine. Just keep with the regular one. Put it back down. Stretch it forward. Flex your foot. This increases the stretch. If you can't do that yet, that's fine. You don't want your knee bent. You want it straight. So not like this. This doesn't do anything. You want it straight like this. So if you're up here and it's straight, that's fine. And then you're going to do your other side. So you're going to do your forward here, 15 seconds. Then you're going to come back, 15 seconds, straight leg, And you're going to go forward again. You can do this if you want. Don't have to. Down. And then forward and flex it. Keep your legs straight. And then it helps with that. And then, of course, you've got your splits, and you can do all that jazz straight into your splits. Try to be flat again. Keep your toe pointed, flex it, point. Go backwards, go forwards. I really like to put my elbow down and stretch over this way. But keep this as aligned as you can. Then I like to stretch over this way. If you can kind of roll through it. Really loosen that up, forward. Also, another thing to do is if you've already got your splits down and you've had them down for some time, you can bring this foot up here and push. Do not do this if you haven't got your splits down for a very long time because it's super dangerous, and don't deal with that. So then you can do your other leg. If you can't quite do your splits yet and you want to stretch them out, you can roll this. Basically, if you sit on top of your heel, just barely put it to the side of you and just sit in it, kind of like a duck or something. And you can roll forward. Just never put too much tension. If you start to feel tension on the inside of your knee, this isn't an exercise for you. Don't overdo it. Just stop doing it and find other exercises that'll work for you. Such as going back to this one, which is nice and straight. Let's see here. Another one I really like to do is for when these get sore here, you put your legs out straight. You bring your knees up. Well, bring your knees back down. Put this toe up. Turn it out and bring this leg up to it. And scoot your bum more towards your heel to get an increased stretch. I have my toe pointed. And then if you want more of a stretch, start leaning to the foot that's on the ground. Lean towards that side. And that really helps. You can do this laying down as well, like this, but I don't get as much of a stretch out of it, so I do the sitting up one. Switch sides. All right, so if you want any more exercises, just let me know. Hopefully that'll get you set to your recital or whatever it is you're trying to do.